following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys discuss NFL Week 1 and preview Week 2. They also answer a listener question and wrap things up with a round of trivia. On to the show. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 201. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glymph, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glymph. What's good with you, Pooh?
Man, what's good? What's good? I'm doing well, man. I feel kind of out there, man. I feel like I forgotten to pay homage to one of my relatives, man. I kept looking at my phone, man, on yesterday, day before yesterday, and I was like, dang, September 13th, something going on. I'm forgetting to call somebody. I'm forgetting to do something. I'm just forgetting. I'm forgetting about September 13th, but I couldn't remember what it was. So I was on Instagram, and my man dropped a tribute poem to Tupac, and then it dawned on me, dang, I didn't take the shot on, with Tupac on remembrance of his death. So, bro, the first time in 25 years, I didn't take it.
Wow. But that could be looked at as progress, though.
And that's true. I just couldn't remember what I kept looking at my phone like the 13th is something. Today is something.
Right.
But yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Well, shout out to Pac, man. R.I.P. Always amongst the stars.
No doubt.
No doubt. Al, what's good, cousin?
Hey, man. Can't call it, man. Doing good. Doing, good to be here as always. So, good week, good weekend. Looking forward to this weekend coming back. So, doing good. Good to hear your wishes.
Absolutely, man. It's good to have y'all here. Good to be back. We are on the other side of 200 now, so now it's time to make the push for 300. So
let's go. Let's
get on with the get going. Yeah, man. As always, want to shout out our patrons. Anybody out there who cares enough to support our patron and our Patreon movement, please visit patreon.com/GoDefyLife, and you can support the network as a whole. We really appreciate it. It would definitely always give us a boost. We appreciate our current patrons as well. Everybody out there who is trying to locate the Defy Life network, you can find us at defylifepods.com or any of your favorite podcast streaming platforms for the low for free $99 as always. So definitely check us out. You can find us anywhere. You can also find our branded apparel at defylifegear.com. Again, it's getting close to the fall season, so go ahead and everybody's out there getting their leggings and their long sleeve tees and the hoodies, and so y'all keep those orders coming in. We appreciate that. And for the granddaddy of them all, for our written content, go check out godefylife.com for articles and reviews on movies, entertainment, fashion, sports, all that stuff. So y'all definitely check us out. Al, did I cover everything?
My man, right on target, brother. As usual, 200 episodes ain't slowed you down a minute.
Hey, I'm trying, man. I may not be what I once was, but I can always be what I was once. So,
no doubt. No doubt.
Oh, man. So, as always, just want to check in with you guys over the last week. Al, what's been going on with you since we last spoke to the people?
Man, I can't say I got much going on. Just had a good week. Um, in terms of sports, it was a real good weekend. I did actually. That's real interesting. Had a nice weekend Friday, um, Saturday actually. Friends of ours hosted a couples dinner party. So we went out and they had their 20th anniversary. So it was us and 6 other couples at their house playing cards, games, dinner. So it was definitely kind of cool.
Good stuff. All right. Cool. Pooh, what's up with you, man? What you been up to for the last week or so?
Man, I didn't do much, man. I just soaked up what was going on, the environment, the NFL, the college, the fam, and got re-energized. Got my Sunday football, even though the Bears are who we thought they were.
Hey, we're gonna talk about
But I get to do it all again next Sunday.
it.
So that's what's
Absolutely.
up.
All right.
No doubt. Yeah, man. NFL football season is officially here, so I think I know we all enjoyed that. But yeah, I ain't, again, my 12-year-olds, we are 3-0, winning 46-6. We were up, so we kicked off. Then again, we were up 20-0 before we even got on defense. How does that happen? Right. So we kicked off, and it was like a little pooch punt. We ended up recovering it because they didn't run to the ball fast enough. We recovered it.
Oh, okay.
Second play, we scored. We kicked off again, same thing. They didn't get to the ball fast enough. We recover, we score. So that's 14-0. And we kick off again. They did field it, and our gunner punches the ball out. We recover the fumble, score again. So we up 20-0 before we even get on defense.
Wow.
Right. And first play they get on offense, they score a 60-yard touchdown. A kid that looked like a little clone of Adrian Peterson took off down the sideline on us. Yeah, running hard, knees up, So that's all the dudes that was running the chain gang was like, yeah, that boy run like Adrian Peterson. That's all they got, though. So for the rest of the game, he probably ended up with maybe 40 yards after running for 60 on the first yard. So a total of 40. He got negative 20 the rest of the game. And that was it for them. So 46-6. Shout out to the boys, man. I was glad that happened though, because it gave me a reason to kind of get on to them about something. If they relax a little bit, they see what can happen. So, yeah. So 3-0. Move on next week, and we'll see what happens, man. Having fun with it.
What's up?
No doubt. So, first little light topic I want to ask y'all. Y'all a question, man. I think y'all might have heard this question before, in some form or another. But after week 1 in the NFL, Al, what do you know after week 1 action in the NFL?
Ooh, it was, first of all, shout out to the NFL because it was really, really, really good to be back.
Mm-hmm.
So on so many levels, it was a good Sunday. And so I'm just appreciative for it to be back in effect. What do I know? So I know that Dak is back. And I am pleased. Can't say surprised because I know how that brother put in his work.
Right.
So definitely pleased in what I saw from his first game. Pleased what I saw from the team overall. So, to know that he's back, that's a good thing for Dallas fans because as long as he stay healthy, I think we're going to have a good shot of being a productive offense and competing in this division. Another thing I know, and I hate to be an overreactor in week 2, but I said it preseason. I think the Falcons should have drafted Justin Fields, and they're going to regret it. And as I think they're going to have a very disappointing season. And at the end of the season, be looking back and say, dang, why didn't we try to develop a quarterback? Or have a quarterback ready to when we hit this button on the rebuild, we could have a quarterback ready to do that. So I definitely know I know that. Other thing I know is that the there's still a lot to be figured out. So
Absolutely.
I know not to overreach in terms of what happened this week and not to just, make any types of real presumptuous statements. And the last thing I know, based on the results of the picks from week 1, is that I got a lot of catching up to do if I don't want to get bodied by my nephew Lincoln,
right?
Who's doing his thing and picking games. So I got to step my game up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop inviting him to shit. He just come in and take over.
Showing out.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. We all need to tighten up. Pooh, what do you after? First of all, Al, after 1 week of action, you know a lot. That's impressive.
Right.
That is very impressive. Hey, and I can't argue with none of them. So
yeah,
thumbs up. Pooh, what do you know after week 1 in the NFL?
Man, I know not to be so fast to count out the Pittsburgh Steelers. I do want to say that.
Hello.
I also want to say I know Dak is worth every damn penny that they're paying him. I do want to say that.
Did you not know that before? Just where were you on that fence?
I was on the fence. I was on the fence
he didn't know he knew. He thought he knew. He didn't know.
Right. I was on the fence that more money than Russell, more money than this guy. I don't know about that, but he's worth every penny that they're paying him. And, no doubt. And the other thing I know, and I know Nick Chubb is a man. He's a man. I don't think he had like 12 touches and almost 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb is all that.
Nick Chubb is a dude. Yes, he is.
He is.
He's a football playing Jesse, as Mark Schlereth would say. He did have a costly fumble this weekend, which is you can't even be mad at that because he never fumbles.
No, he never fumbles.
So I couldn't even be like I couldn't even. Of course, I'm a Steelers fan, so I can I'm happy they lost. But if you're a Cleveland fan, you can't even be mad at Nick Chubb for fumbling right there because shit. When's the last time he fumbled?
Because I was like, wait, he fumbled that? Who was that?
Right.
That's what when it happened.
I had to explain it to Lincoln, like, no, not Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb fumble. He was like, what?
Right.
Yeah, man. Again, all great points. I can't argue with none of them. This was a really, I don't know if it was like the fact that we've been so starved for like full NFL action with fans and everything and full gamut, but this was like really informative week. Like if it was so many like storylines and points being made and proving points throughout the league and disappointments early. Like I don't think we've ever seen Aaron Rodgers get beat up this bad, like in any game. I don't think we've ever seen Jameis look this sharp at any point in his career consistently throughout a whole game. Like it's just points in different games where we were just like, okay, I could take note of this, and this actually feels solid. Like it ain't just no 1 week kind of blip. So this is gonna be a fun season, man.
I think one of the things the first part of every NFL season does is a reminder that you can't. What happened last year isn't always a predictor of the next year.
Yeah.
And that, people rise and fall in off seasons and systems change and all types of things are different. And so while it's real common that people make predictions and have insights based on what they remember from last year. I just think, that first week, once you get the pads on and you start seeing people playing live football, and even it's really the first month, I think you start seeing what the year is going to look like. So, I like everybody, we caution, don't overreact in these first few games. Just kind of take it as it comes, but don't be surprised if things look different this year.
Right. And again, they do every year. Something's different, so we just don't know what it is yet. And this is the fun part of finding out. But yeah, man. So which brings us to our next point. Al, what is the most intriguing game for you in week 2?
Man, it's some good games that are coming up next week. And I think, to me, kind of when I was looking at the schedule, and it would be easy to just say, my Dallas game, because I feel like, honestly, I'm intrigued by that Dallas game every week. But really looking at the schedule, the one that has to stand out is Mahomes versus Lamar, and Kansas City at Baltimore, especially with the Ravens coming off a loss last night. I think that's the one that kind of stands out as the most intriguing. And it's some really good other ones on the roster, but especially within divisions, there's some real good division matchups. Right. But the one that stands out of all as the primetime highlight of the week, I guess why it's on Sunday night, is Patrick versus Lamar.
No doubt. Yeah, that's always going. That's getting to the point of like, those two is getting to the point of like Brady versus Manning. Mm-hmm. So anytime they're on the same field, man, it's always fun to watch.
And shout out to Baker and Mahomes. Like, that matchup is getting better and better. And, they competed every year in college. They were in the same conference, so they got a history. But that matchup, that Baker going to have to, that's a nemesis. He's going to have to step up and clip that team one year. But I like that matchup as well when they get on the field together.
Yeah, and Baker's going to have to, it's getting to the point where regardless of how well and how close it may be throughout the game, it's getting to the point with Baker where you're like, he's going to make a mistake at some point to cost him the game. And he did it again this week, and he's got to get past that because that's the only way he's going to be able to consistently compete with Mahomes.
Agreed.
Pooh, what's the most intriguing game for you this week?
I'm definitely gonna agree with that. But as I guess that's the political answer, because that you have those two titans coming. But of course, the most intriguing game to me is the Cincinnati Bears game, because I'm hoping Justin trots out on the field and plays the game. Not no 8 plays. So to me, I'm gonna say that game.
Do you have any expectation of that? I understand that's what you hope.
It could happen.
Okay.
It could happen, and a lot of people are so hung up on Andy didn't play bad, but Andy not playing bad is not the point. The point is our best player on the field. That's our point. That's my point. Anyway.
Yeah, because that's eventually it's gonna have to evolve past Andy didn't play bad, because Justin can go out there and not play bad while he's developing. So at some point you just gotta say, yeah, okay, Andy ain't playing bad, but while we developing this quarterback, let's just go get some not bad quarterback play from the guy that's our future.
Yeah, going to get better.
Right,
playing.
Yeah. I know he ain't got an impressive orange beard, but hey,
right.
only Dalton has that.
Hello.
So a game that intrigues me, and I'm glad you didn't touch on it, and I thought you were, but your Cowboys and the Chargers intrigues me, and I'll get to why. It's a kind of a windy road, but so remember back draft time when I was beating the drum for the Cowboys to draft Rashawn Slater. And they didn't take him. They ended up drafting Michael Parsons, which is still a hell of a pick. But I still am huge on Rashawn Slater. And so for that reason, this game intrigues me. And for this reason. Did y'all see the Chargers Washington game this weekend?
I saw a lot of it. I was going back and forth. But
So remember last draft season when I was pointing out the fact that Rashawn Slater 2 years ago, because he sat out last year for COVID, and he shut down
he
Chase.
went up against the – yeah. How'd that go?
He whooped Chase's ass again. When I say,
Wow.
well, I ain't even got to say it. This is all I'll say. The Redskins, he beat Chase so bad, they moved him to Washington. Moved Chase to the left end to try to get pressure on the quarterback. They just moved him away from Slater, and they moved Montez Sweat over to Slater's side. Slater said, "I don't give a shit," and proceeded to beat the shit out of Montez Sweat the rest of the game. Yo, I say he dominated two of the best young pass rushers in this league. It was like, is this dude a rookie? And he didn't play last year? This can't be. Like, it's crazy. That's why this game intrigues me. Because to me, as much as I like Parsons and as much as he's kind of cemented his spot with Dallas, if Slater turns out to be what he looks like, even though they may at some point, both of them may end up being the best of their position, I think Slater's much better value to get the best. If you can have the best left tackle in the league, I think that's more valuable than having the best linebacker in the league. So that's why this game intrigues me.
Especially when you are in a division with Chase Young. And I mean, I definitely can. I remember you beating that drum, and definitely had me convinced as I watched the videotape of old boy getting dominated by Slater over and over and over. So I hear you. I definitely hear you.
Yeah. So, and then intrigued me because I like both of them. I like seeing Michael play, and I like the fact that he's come in and claimed his spot. Like he, so this is no knock at Michael Parsons because Michael Parsons and what's the guy they signed from the Falcons?
Keanu Neal. They came in and played 80% of the snaps, and at linebacker, which means that the rest of the crumbs were left for last year's starters, Van Der Esch and Smith. So not only the writing's on the wall, like they spray painted, graffiti that shit. Like this is ours. So I appreciate what Michael Parsons is doing there. This is his defense now. Yeah, it is definitely a change in the guard. They are Van Der Esch and Jalen, are situational based on the game plan and the running. But when it's 3 wide, or we expecting them to pass, or we not even sure, them cats is on the field and played well. Now, it was definitely signs of watching that game. There was a couple of plays where you could see Micah's youth, and and that's to be expected. And you just hope by the end of the season, some of that kind of is changing. Right. See the potential of this guy being a sideline type of linebacker.
Yeah, absolutely. Who can rush the passer as well a little bit.
And also shout out in terms of game special note to the Buffalo-Miami game, because Buffalo coming in there without a victory, don't want to go 0-2 at Miami. And then the other one that kind of sticks out is the New Orleans-Carolina game, because I'm really curious to see if Jameis can. I'm hoping that he puts another solid game and stacks another good game on top of last week, because I've always liked him as a quarterback and would like to see him, kind develop into a franchise quarterback that I always thought he could be.
Absolutely, man. It's and again, I don't know, it's everything. It's kind of like Jameis, and there's a lot of this happening. I think like the Jameis, story is kind of a double storyline because we're still waiting on an ending from 2 years ago. From him, not having any offers and leaving Tampa without an offer and signing in New Orleans for like a year just to really sit and learn. So now we're finally getting an answer of what he's going to be like. So it's just interesting. And James is good for football, man. James is good for the NFL. When he's good, he's entertaining. He makes it, it's fun to see him play.
He definitely enjoys it while he's out there.
Absolutely. So,
and I also want to shout out one of my co-hosts because as they were just dominating last week, the Cardinals, I thought about Pooh because he was definitely high on them last week.
All right.
In our preview show. And they came out looking smoking hot. So,
right.
We'll see if that continues. But as I was watching them dominate, I was like, all right, Pooh, you might have called this one good, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so many things. Like one thing that scared me from, and I don't know, maybe I gotten soft in my fandom in my old age because I don't know why I feel bad for the Ravens, but like first of all those injuries, but what sticks out to most for me when you mentioned Lamar and Mahomes. Alejandro Villanueva is gonna get Lamar killed. People saw how bad Pittsburgh's line was last year, and their answer was, "Well, you got to do something with the line." And then when you replace them, they're like, but they lost their line. Like, which one is it? So now you see why. Alejandro Villanueva he moved from left tackle in Pittsburgh to right tackle in Baltimore, and Max Crosby looked like Chandler Jones out there. Shout out to Chandler Jones with 5 sacks. But Max Crosby had a sack and 6 hurries and 4 hits. Like if it wasn't Lamar, he would have had like 3 sacks. Lamar just got out of like 2 of them. But yeah, he was killing Villanueva, and so to me, like it's interesting to me because I can't wait to see Villanueva try to block T.J. Watt. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait for it.
Twice this year. Hilarious.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I don't know. It's gonna be another interesting week, but I think the most important part for me, like you said, Al, is Lincoln got to calm his ass down. We got some catching up to do.
Hey, I also want to see Trevor. I want to see Trevor against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I heard some guys like, that's why they didn't play Fields. You see how the rookie quarterbacks look. Trevor didn't look good, and I was like, what game did you watch? And then the idiot that they just thought he'd be running around like Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts didn't look good at all. And I was like, what game did you watch?
Right.
What game did you watch? Yeah, I had to stop talking to that guy. I was like, this guy don't know anything about sports. He don't know anything about sports. And then he said, well, you know what? Who really impressed me? And I'm like, who? He was like, Zach Wilson. I said,
what?
He had one completion entire first half. But, he did the best he could. But that's what you said who impressed you? And say Trevor looked bad and Jalen Hurts looked bad. And that's the reason why Justin Fields not playing.
Who is you talking to?
Hey, he's just the guy, man.
I watched that Jet game, and he looked like a rookie quarterback.
Like a rookie quarterback. Yeah.
And that's not a diss. Like, it's the NFL. So, you get in your first game, you're supposed to, especially when you're on a team that's struggling with talent. And so the Jets are the Jets. And so for me, I'm looking just for progress, growth at the end of the year, knowing that he is, I believe he is that guy. I liked what I saw. He got rocked one play, and took a second to get up. Next play he was up, making a nice little throw across the middle. So, like, to me, that's a good sign, and that's something that's like, okay, that's what I'm looking for from a quarterback. And but all in all, man, I wouldn't say he looked good. I mean,
The play that he got rocked, because I didn't see it. Well, who is it? Is it because he was a rookie? Because he got rocked? That's the reason why.
Nah, it was just dude missed the block, and he came through and just clocked him.
Because they keep bringing up that play in preseason where the running back probably should have blocked that blitzing guy from Justin Fields. They keep bringing it up. He can't protect himself, and it's just a bunch of crap, man. I hate. They keep spinning the narrative during the game. Yeah, he wasn't able to see the crossing pattern. And I'm like, Justin, yeah, he was the number one guy holding the ball for so long in the preseason. And I was like, why are they making this crap up, man? I went and Googled it, though.
Right. It wasn't true.
I Googled it. Because I got to see this.
Yeah. But, you notice it, and it's starting to become more prevalent every year, is there's a narrative being built around every rookie quarterback. So whether it's Justin, whether it's Zach, especially Mac in New England, there's definitely a narrative being built there.
Oh yeah.
So you see it with every one of them. And just if you foolish enough to fall into it, fine, be foolish enough to fall into it. But at the end of the day, all I can say is, wear your mask, go get vaccinated. Shut up. No, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, to me, they are a work in progress, and you expect them all to struggle initially.
Right.
And so what you're hoping is that by the end of the season things slow down. They putting things together. It's not just a drive, or maybe they having successful quarters or halves, or maybe even games. But I don't think any of them would I look at this first game and be like, oh yeah, they lighting it up. They look good.
Right.
It just doesn't happen in the NFL unless you are on a amazingly solid team and you're managing the game. You know what I mean? But if you're coming in there with a less than talented squad and they're expecting you to actually be a quarterback, I don't see too many rookies excelling at that task.
Yeah.
Not a game one.
Absolutely. Wow.
Trevor looked pretty good, Al.
In some drives, he did.
Yes, 330 yards.
But that's the dichotomy of a rookie quarterback. Trevor looked pretty good, but he also looked pretty bad.
Right. For 5 drives straight. He's like, what's going on? Yeah. No. That's totally true. That's totally true.
Right. That's what I think I saw in all of the rookie quarterbacks that I was watching, in that it was a lot of inconsistency. But from Mac, the Trey, the Trevor, the Zach, I didn't watch a lot of the Justin, but there was points where I'm like, they doing what they're supposed to do.
They doing what they're supposed to do. Justin only got 8 plays, and I think Trey might have got the thing up there, Trey Lance. And I just don't, I don't know, man. It's just far-fetched to me, I get it, the old whatever, watching. But these guys running pro offense since they're sophomores in high school now. And like now they're constructing the offense to do what these guys do best, for what they've run in years. And I just that old narrative, if a guy's ready to play, play him. I don't see sitting him and waiting on a year to stall his progression. Like, to me, that's stalling these guys' progression. I mean, I just think that's stalling these guys' progression, man. I don't get it, especially in our point, because he's Andy's time has passed him. I
Did
just
Andy
think
have a time?
I think they're holding Justin back.
I mean, I think for me, if I was running a franchise, it would be case by case, because I think there's pros and cons to sitting somebody. So if you got somebody better in front of them. And I think in those situations where there's somebody of quality that's your number one,
Right.
then that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But in y'all's case, I don't understand that.
I don't understand it. Dan, what's his name? Dan Orlowski. Orlowski. That kid said, and I'm 100% in total agreement to this. That kid stated last week. He says, if Andy Dalton take this deal before Justin Fields, the entire Chicago Bears staff should be fired. Yo, and I'm gonna Matt Nagy out of there, man. I'm done with him. Going for it on fourth down, four times. Wearing our defense out on our 50. There was no need for that. You know what? This is not a segment for this, man. We can do it.
Yeah, I was letting you vent.
Right. Because I think it is one of the bigger topics in the NFL right now. Honestly, like I hear a lot of people who are exactly what you are, and the coach is not. And I think to your point about him being fired, that I think this is one of those decisions that you could lose your job over, as far as I'm concerned, because I think it would have been. I mean, I agree. I think a better call would have been to put Justin in from the beginning.
I would have felt a whole lot better about myself losing 33-14 with Justin at quarterback than Andy at quarterback losing like that, because I could say, well, Justin did this well, Justin didn't do that well, Justin can work on this. So we got things on film, he has things on film, teachable moments where he can learn from. So with this, I just don't get it. Like, one of the touchdowns came from Justin. I just don't get it, man.
And I really think they're missing an opportunity. You got two experienced quarterbacks on your roster that Justin, while playing, could be getting advice from and guidance from in terms of what he's seeing and not seeing and how to approach the game as a quarterback. But let the boy do it, though. I get the tutelage and now go out there and execute. Get better at it.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. We're moving on to our listener question. Hopefully, Justin gets at least 9 snaps this week. We'll see. But our listener question is a pretty interesting one. Shout out to Phil from Atlanta, one of my old hooping buddies in there.
All right.
So Phil is a professional drummer. He's been on tour with some of the greats. So he's been around the world, and drumming pays his bills. So he is a hell of a drummer. Yeah. So shout out to Phil. He hit me up on Facebook and say he's been checking out the show, and I just want to let y'all know we got a listener out there who appreciates what we do. So Phil's question, yeah. So Phil's question was a damn good question. Which GOAT in any entertainment realm, quarterback, NBA, hip hop, etc., anything, is the most unquestionable in their field? So what he meant by that, he explained it to me, was that there's an NBA debate of Michael or LeBron or Kareem, so there's always a debate there. There's a quarterback debate of Brady or Montana, whoever you. So, but of those, which, in your opinion, which of those GOATs, whether it's Biggie or Pac or Jay-Z, whoever, has the most separation between them and number 2, where it's that little of a question? Al, you first.
So for me, I'm gonna say Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback.
Okay.
And part of that is because as I'm kind of mentally making the list, I don't have any others that I could throw out there and feel like they were unquestionable. And the only one that, off the top of my head, that kind of sticks out is the GOAT rapper. Now, to me, the more I think about the GOAT rapper, not the MC, but the GOAT rapper, I think it would be Jay-Z for me.
Okay.
And I would feel really firm or like be like I'll go toe to toe with anybody who wants to question about him as the greatest rapper. I feel like okay, he's that guy. But all the other ones, the only one that I would be Tom Brady, and I think that to me is the one that's really unquestionable. So I'm going with Tom Brady as the great question, something I've never
Me neither.
said before in my life.
Right.
But as I'm just kind of making my list mentally from all of the sports and even some of the positions, it's kind of hard to come across. Like when you come to quarterback, like he's to me is unquestionably the greatest quarterback. But wide receiver, I'm going with Jerry Rice, but others might not.
Right.
So even Deion Sanders, there might be people who might shit on me for saying he's the best cornerback ever.
Right. And then legitimately so. Some people don't like Deion because he didn't tackle. And
Correct.
That's legit. So yeah, that's a legit reason not to like him. It's not your preference. So yeah, I get it. Oh man, all right, Brady. Yeah, that's a good one. Because even I think, and I know I mentioned Montana, but I'm not sure how much of an argument there is there now.
Correct. I can't think of anybody that I really respect saying Montana.
Right.
Not in terms of this. I mean, I might respect them as people and just sport. But if they said Montana here, I'll be looking at them like, you a 49er fan?
Yeah.
Are you a Brady hater? What we got going on?
Right.
Talk to me.
And I am, and I still don't get it. So yeah. Oh man, Pooh. Same question, man. Answer Phil's question: Who's the most undisputed GOAT in their field?
I think sport-wise, I think you can always debate that, man. I just think that if I say Mike, you can counter with Wilt, Braun. I mean, I just think there's always a counter when we're talking sport-wise. But I don't think you have a counter for Michael Jackson. I just don't think there's a counter.
As far as what? Singer, dancer, entertainer?
I mean, just flat out entertainer.
Yeah,
entertainer. Singer. You good singer, but guys can sing. Rhyming night. I put rhyming night up against anyone.
Yeah.
So, but as an entertainer, I just think. I mean, there's Mike and there's everyone. Everyone else. I mean, coming close to Mike, you probably get Beyonce, but I mean, Mike.
Prince.
I just think he's the question, quote unquote, king.
I got you.
In terms of their success, or
just like as
a
entertainer, as just being a flat out, entertainer, like being entertained, concerts, just the pure entertainer that
all together, the total package.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, there's names you could throw out there, but I mean, I don't think I've ever. We saw, like, even in like the '80s, before social media and all that, like we saw the impact Michael Jackson had on people in person when they were able to see him in person. I've never seen that kind of reaction for Beyonce, not in mass like that. For Beyonce, Chris Brown, Prince, Luther, that's a good one.
And to me, Beyonce is the one who, not just on terms of talent, but impact, she compares.
Mm-hmm.
One that I think compares in talent, although not in impact, but I've always thought Usher was a great singer, a great dancer, did great concerts. Like, just really was.
Yeah, I've always thought Chris Brown was that guy, but not as far as impact though.
Not as far as impact.
Yeah, and I didn't really see no knock on Ush. You know, I love Ush,
Mhm.
but I didn't really see him as a phenomenal singer.
Right.
But like you said, I do see Chris as a phenomenal singer, definitely talented, dance, whatever you put all the in total package. However, I think Usher had a better, a more profound impact than Chris Brown.
Chris.
Yeah, so it's like the only one I can think of to have that total package, other than Mike, is Beyonce.
How about Little Sister? How about Janet?
I think another one, talent wise and impact significant, but I would still Beyonce's greater, and her brother is
Yeah.
definitely greater.
I would nudge.
Yeah.
What's her name? Tag. Just lost it. I would nudge B over J. I would.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. I'm gonna go with Ali as the greatest heavyweight of all time. I don't see any debate there. And I say greatest, when we're saying GOAT, and I'm saying greatest, so we're saying impact and skill, all that. So I don't see anybody. I think number 2 is so distant.
And then who's that number 2?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like even number 2 would be more of a debate than who was number 2 would be more of a debate than who would be number 1 to challenge Ali, to me. Because whether you go with like, I think that number 2 is just that. I think it's just a battle for second place. I don't even know if, man, who would, I mean, Marciano, Joe Louis, probably Joe Louis.
Maybe. But in my lifetime it's Tyson. Or some might say Holyfield. Some might even say Joe Frazier. But I would go with Ali. And then beyond, when you talk about impact, also you can't ignore his worldwide impact.
Right. And his impact posthumously. He's still one of the most. I think he's still the most recognizable athlete globally. So, his impact is timeless. And just the fact that skill wise in the ring, his style was so different than everybody else as far as his contemporaries and people who followed him up. I don't think we've ever seen anyone like him since or before. There's always comparisons, like people compare Tyson to Frazier. People compare Lennox Lewis to Holmes. So you have those comparisons, but I don't think there's anybody you can compare stylistically to Ali.
Well, let me say this about Tom Brady, and I can't say I'm a Brady fan, but one of the things after watching Thursday's game it just reminded me of what I do like about him in terms of this GOAT argument, is that there's very few of these GOATs that we're talking about that at the very end of their career, they were still excelling and killing it in their profession.
Right.
Like, in terms of their competitors and like in terms of achieving what their ultimate was, why are quarterbacks, we are here to win the Super Bowl. And this guy is playing at a level, on a team of course, but still playing at a level, doing his job at winning the Super Bowl level quarterbacking. This long, at this age, and when you look at, his peers in that profession, that doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
And he's done it. And to me, like that, and then breaking records in terms of how long he's doing it in his profession. Not just I'm doing it, but other cats are looking like, damn, you still doing it? And
Right.
his peers are still looking at him like looking at Jay-Z like, dude, you still out there killing the game? Nah, Jay-Z ain't out there killing the game. Not like as a rapper.
Right.
He done chilled. He done said, I'm good. I'm doing other stuff. I might do it here and there, but I ain't at it like I was 20 years ago. Tom Brady is.
Yeah. Every Sunday, like with a schedule.
Yes. I'm still at it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
And yeah, you're right. Like not just showing up and being there, but we just raved about how good what you know about Dak Prescott. Tom Brady was right there with him and beat him.
Yes.
So yeah, any of those is hard to argue with. And Tom Brady, I mean, I went with Ali because you'd already taken Brady. I may lean Brady if I had total choice, but Tom Brady to me, and this is personal because he's one of the few athletes in my lifetime who beat me down enough to just surrender and say, you know what, that dude is the greatest of all time. I can't. My hate, my ill will, my salty feelings about losing so many, all that shit can't amount to how much respect I have for this dude. As far as what he does, that's like more than anybody, more than Larry Bird beat me down and made me surrender because I hated him, more than Brett Favre, like anybody. All the athletes I've ever hated for no reason in my life, Tom Brady's the one who's made me surrender the most.
And that's an interesting concept because that happens a lot, right? You just typically you can't hate on somebody, especially when they are on arrival. But it's Lawrence Taylor sits for me as one of the greatest defenders greatest football players I've ever witnessed. And he's been he's on the Giants. I hate the Giants. I hate everything about the Giants except for Lawrence Taylor. And honestly, because I was a New Yorker and had to watch him every Sunday because that's all they showed.
Right.
Have always loved him. Like I just hated the Giants, but I've always been an LT fan. Like
no doubt,
that kid was.
Yeah, I mean, some dudes are so great. You got to be like,
he's special.
I can't hate him that much, right? Right. He ain't from here. Oh man.
Great question, Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Damn good question, y'all. As we always let y'all know, man, keep shooting these questions. We enjoy them. If you want to get something off your chest, ask us one of your dope ass questions like Phil, or you just disagree with something we say and you want to get at us about it. Hit us up on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life, or you can email us at info@godefylife.com. With that being said, Pooh, you ready for some trivia?
No doubt.
All right.
All right.
Shoot, man.
Yeah. Yo, I do want to say this, yo. I've probably never seen so many. I've never seen so many Tupac shirts in my life, though.
What, in Vegas?
Like no, like not now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, yo. Of course, I work at another middle school now.
Right.
But I see, and these are kids, of course.
Right.
I see.
Kids is rocking them.
I literally see a Tupac shirt or a Tupac hoodie or a Tupac pair of shorts every single day.
A pair of shorts? Tupac.
I mean, they have like shorts with like his picture on it. And every single day, like if even the parents dropping them off, they might have a Tupac shirt, and I'd be like, yo, I just don't remember this.
Yeah.
I don't remember this. Like that's all I see. Like they're, hey.
Yeah. Well, like everything comes back around, right? So
Right.
I guess it's
right.
Right. So I guess it's no different than that because at some point I remember rocking like I ain't gonna say like on this level because it wasn't. People didn't have graphic tees like that back then. But I remember being in high school and people wearing James Brown shirts or
Yeah.
or like Motown shirts, stuff like that. Michael Jackson shirts, So
Shit. I got Bob Marley shirts all
Bob
up and
Marley,
down my
right?
closet.
Yeah.
Bob Marley shirts still
Right.
hit though. They still hit real hard. Yeah.
No doubt. So I
Yeah.
guess Tupac is the new Bob Marley.
That's what who said that? Well, he said he's like this generation's
Right.
Michael Jackson. That's what Ti said on the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So this is no one remembers second place, or do they? So I have a decade of draft picks, NBA and NFL, from 2011 to 2021. All right. So we got 5 rounds, 5 points per correct answer. Well, how much time do we have the abbreviated one? Okay. So yeah. Okay. So we got 5 rounds, 5 points per correct answer. And of course, I definitely give you a hint. And at any time, you can say "crown me." Crown me means that you're gonna wage all the points that you have occurred at that point in time, and you can, at the chance of doubling it. But if you get it incorrect, you lose it. You lose everything. Okay.
So it's 2011 to now.
2011 to now, and of course, I want the number 2 pick.
Right.
NFL or NBA.
NFL or NBA, and I have just like you can seesaw, and of course I have them numbered, and they're not in numerical order. They just random. I just have them random. So like once you choose, if you say NBA, I give you the first one. If Jay said, I give him the second one. So it's like that.
Okay.
So I have the entire decade.
So we can't pick the year. You just give us which year.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I just give it to you in order that I have it.
Okay.
But it's not in order. I give it to you in the order that I have it.
Gotcha.
As in, you're gonna say like NFL 2015, and I'm supposed to guess who the number 2 pick is that year.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you a hint though.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm not just gonna throw you like I used to do. I'm not just gonna leave you vague.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't swim like I used to.
Hey, right.
Got
Right.
me drowned.
Right. Okay. So, Jay, you the host. Al, go first.
But I won last week. What are you talking about?
That wasn't the criteria.
Well, we did.
We didn't do.
I
it. I won the week
did
before that though, but you good.
Oh, okay.
No, I did it last week.
I thought we put it off because
No, we didn't do a listener question. We did trivia.
Okay, cool. Jay,
Al go first. No, you're right. That wasn't the criteria. I'm just throwing shit out there. Al, good. Go first. Al.
Wildin'. Okay, Al, NBA or NFL?
NBA.
NBA. Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to go pull it up. Okay. All right, Al. So we have NBA 2015. All right. This guy was selected after the Kentucky Wildcat, Carl Anthony Towns.
He was selected after Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, Carl Anthony Towns was the number 1 pick.
Yo, yeah, that's the hint.
That's the hint. Okay, I give you another little smidgen. Okay, this guy played his collegiate ball at Ohio State University.
Oh, yeah, stuff like that helps. Appreciate it. Not that I have the answer now, but I'm gonna go with
4, 3,
Ohio State. Who's
2, 1.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Okay. Jay, did you know?
lefty, D'Angelo
Oh, Russell.
Russell.
D'Angelo
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah,
That is correct.
I
Yeah.
should have known that. He went to the damn Lakers.
Right, that's
Oh,
what I was like. Once he said that, I was like, "I'm about to get this."
Yeah, I was not gonna say it to the Lakers because I know that would have been
Right.
a total dead giveaway. Okay, so let me read that. NBA. Okay, Jay.
NFL. You know, I better know these. Shit.
All right, NFL.
For
Let
sure.
me pull it up. The NFL. Okay, Jay. NFL 2014 draft. Okay, as we know, the Houston Texans selected Jadeveon Clowney out of South Carolina, first overall. Okay, this next offensive lineman was selected to the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis
What?
Cardinals.
St. Louis Rams.
Oh, but how far we going back?
Right. Five.
Greg Robinson.
Greg Robinson is correct. I gave him too much information now.
no, not at all. I didn't know that.
I was like, what? You say wait, man, all that? All right. Okay, let me erase that one. Al, on you. It's round one, by the way.
Okay. Let me try. Let me try it again.
NBA again. Okay. Let me get to where I need to be. NBA. I'm going to start you off at the beginning of the decade. 2011 NBA draft. Okay. Number one overall pick went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was Kyrie Irving, Mr. Ball Handler himself. The number two pick went to Minnesota. And that player played his collegiate ball at Arizona. Who was he? 5,
That was
4, 3.
Derek Williams.
That is correct.
Small power
Oh, forgot about Derek Williams.
forward.
I thought he was gonna be so nice, man.
Yo, and I did not know that. When I saw that, I was like, Derek Williams.
Man.
Me too.
All right, Jay.
NFL, you know.
Let me erase that one from Al. NFL. Okay. Uh-oh. Hold on. I forgot what year I had selected. Okay. All right. 2016 NFL draft. We had two quarterbacks to go 1, 2. Okay. The first quarterback was Jared Goff. The second quarterback was blank. And the third overall pick was Joey Bosa. Who's that quarterback that's sandwiched in the middle of those two guys, Jay?
That would be Carson Wentz.
That is Carson Wentz. You are correct. Carson Wentz. All right. Erase that. Okay. Al?
I'll stay in the NBA.
Stay in the NBA. Stay on the hardwood. I dig it. This right here should be pretty easy.
Oh boy. Here we go.
It should be pretty easy, Al. Okay, in the 2021 NBA draft. Okay. First overall, we had Cade Cunningham to the Detroit. I forgot the Detroit name, yo. Detroit Pistons. Wow. The second overall pick went to Houston. The Houston Rockets. Jalen Green is the correct answer. Good job. Okay. Jay, I suppose you sticking.
To the pigs camp. Take it back to the shield.
Let me erase that. Al. Okay. Jay. Let me see what Jay got. Okay. Jay, you have the 2018 NFL draft. Initially, I was kicking the Browns for selecting this guy first overall, Baker Mayfield. I was kicking them for taking him first overall. Number 2 was a dynamic running back. Number 3, Sam Darnold. Who was that dynamic running back sandwich in between those two quarterbacks, Jay?
Yeah, I was kicking the Browns right along with you, but I was also kicking the Giants for taking Saquon Barkley too.
Hello.
Right.
All up.
Saquon Barkley. Okay. All right, so now we're at the halfway point. We have 3 rounds down. The score is 10-15 JR. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to say crown me then.
At some point in time,
I'm gonna have to say crown me.
you throwing it out there right now?
Let's get it.
Let's
get it.
How many times can you crown me?
You can only crown me once.
Okay.
Oh, you ain't say that now. That's how we doing. You changed the midstream, huh? Okay.
Hey, you sure you're using it now? It's like a challenge flag, man. You can only do one.
But
actually,
I get 2 flags in
no,
there.
you right. So pass interference challenge flag. That's only one time, right?
He just make it up as we go.
Right. Go on you.
And I'll hold tight then. I'll hold tight.
Okay, so hold tight. Right. No doubt.
Since you changed it. Go ahead. You're not gonna let JR do it twice, right?
Bro, no.
Of course he is. Hey, Pooh, you got that 20.
Right.
Check your left pocket.
That's the stuff Jay used to let Yoshi do.
Go ahead.
Okay. Al, 2012 NBA draft. Okay. It was headlined again by 2 Kentucky Wildcats. Anthony Davis, the Brow, went number 1 overall. Who was the second Kentucky Wildcat to go number 2?
That would be MKG.
Who?
Michael Kidd Gildress.
Oh, okay. I thought you said AKG. Okay.
No, MKG.
Okay, got you. That is correct.
The kid with the
That's what's
ugliest
up.
jump
Hey.
shot this side of Bill Cartwright.
Hey, but shits and giggles, who went 3?
I wouldn't even know. Where they from?
Where'd he go? Help me.
Washington Wizards.
Is that Wall?
That was Bill, wasn't it?
Bradley Bill.
Yeah.
Bradley Wall was number 1 overall.
Okay.
The year before?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Okay, Jay, sticking with
Yes.
that grass. Let me get you. Okay, hold on, Jay. I didn't erase it last time. Okay. Let me take you back a little bit. Let me take you back. Okay, Jay. In the 1956.
Yeah.
Get him, Paul. Get up.
No, I'm bugging. Okay.
Vernon Jackson.
Yes, does he know it?
Vernon Crazy Legs Jackson. I know that.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, Anderson Frying Pan James.
You're right.
Now he went number 6.
Boy, couldn't nobody run that thing like frying
They
pan.
had like 42 rounds in the draft.
Right.
So, right.
Couldn't nobody run that thing like frying pan.
Right.
Y'all don't know nothing about frying pan.
Hey, 2013 NFL draft. All right. By the way, Peyton Manning won the MVP this year. Okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year that year was Eddie Lacy. Wow. Isn't that a throwback?
Remember this
Okay.
guy.
Going number 1 overall was Eric Fisher to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville drafted number 2. Who did they select?
Luke Jokel,
Luke
Texas
Jones.
A&M.
Texas
Yo,
A&M,
that dude
man,
might have lasted, 4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible.
They went tackle, and then Deion Jordan went third, and he couldn't get it going.
Nope.
Wow,
That was
listen
one
to
of the
these
worst
guys.
drafts ever.
I was just about to say Eric Fisher, Luke Jokel, Deion Jordan, Lane Johnson. What is it? Ezekiel, not Azo, the guy that played for the Lions.
Oh, Ziggy Ansah?
Ziggy Ansah, yeah. And Barkevius Mingo.
Right.
Round top 6. Wow.
It was, is that the year? No, that wasn't the year.
The year what?
Jarvis Jones. The Steelers got Jarvis Jones.
Oh, I didn't know I had cut it off.
Oh, he good.
Cut it off and just got the top. Yeah, I just got the top. Because Eddie Lacy won Rookie of the Year.
That's how, how the bad part about that draft, the best player in that first round was the right tackle from the Eagles, Lane Johnson. No shot at Lane Johnson, but when he's the best player in your draft class,
that's a weak draft.
That's a bad draft, yeah.
But it just speaks out in how when you have a good draft, it makes a difference because there's a lot of misses in most years.
Yeah, just a flat out crap dude. Yeah, yeah. You just don't. I mean, they said it's really not an absolute science. You don't know. You know,
there's a lot of factors.
Right.
But some teams do it better than others.
I agree.
They do. Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. Let me erase that, Jay. 2013. Okay, this is the last round, man.
All right, then I guess I will say, crown me, homeboy.
No doubt. You did it at a good time, brother. Good time. Let me go find you.
NBA. We on NBA.
Yeah. Oh, I already know.
Okay.
Goes without saying. All right, here we go. The 2019 NBA Draft. Going number 1 overall to the New Orleans Pelicans is Zion Williams out of Duke University. Okay, who did the commissioner call second?
One of my favorite players in the NBA, especially young players. That would be Ja Morant.
No doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
Was hoping he would slip to the Knicks, but we got R.J. Barrett instead that year. And I like R.J., but Ja is special.
So that will give Al 30, Jay. 30 to your 20. To your 20. Yep.
I guess I gotta go crown me too.
Gotta go. You gotta risk it.
Yeah, got to. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going crown me too.
Hey, see, that's what's so good about this. You gotta risk it all.
Risk it. No risk it, no biscuit.
No risk it, no biscuit.
You end up solid though. Let me get to the joint. Yeah. All right. Wow. This is bananas. The 2017 NFL Draft. First,
how perfect is this?
Selecting Myles Garrett out of Texas A&M. Second, in fact, we're going to skip second. Third, we have Solomon Thomas going to the San Francisco 49ers. Who is sandwiched between those two dominating defensive players?
2017.
2017.
I think it's pronounced Mitchell Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, said like Carter said, Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Carter said, Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell.
Hey, Mitchell Trubisky is correct.
Wow, that guy.
That's correct.
How fitting.
How fitting. Al, you put up a valiant effort, man. That one mishap.
That helped. That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, that would help because we would have went to the bonus round. What the bonus round is, I don't know, but I would have.
Would have figured that shit out real quick.
As fate would have it.
Right, I would have thought of something. So, Al 30, JR 40.
Yeah.
And to the winner goes the spoils.
Good game,
Congratulations,
Al.
JR.
Appreciate it. Good game, Al. Good job, Pooh.
Yeah. Good one. Good trivia.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jay.
Appreciate it. That was a good one. But we're going to get out of here, man. Appreciate, shout out to our listener, Phil, for sending in a listener question. Shout out to the NFL for a fabulous week 1, especially the Raiders and the Ravens. Hell of a game. And we're looking forward to week 2. Guys, y'all got any parting shots for me, Pooh?
Hey, I guess you guys remember second fiddle. I guess sometimes second fiddle, they are remembered.
Especially in the draft. All right. Al, anything for me?
Nah, man. Just appreciate the show. Appreciate the listeners. Appreciate y'all. And see y'all next week.
No
No
doubt.
doubt. Yeah, so I mean, nothing crazy, man. Shout out to our wives. We'll be talking to them tomorrow. So, we'll have to be on our best behavior. So we'll but as far as these knuckleheads go talking about sports, we'll talk to y'all next week. It's been episode 201. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy life.
Defy life. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Good show.